I told them guys to lock the door.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you brought me flour. Thank you.
She told us to put them on the table.
Nice. Come around the table.
I took that light away from me.
Is that right?
Why don't you sit back in the corner?
Yeah, it's got
Where you want us, Ken? We'll sit down here.
How you doing, young
Might as
man?
well just get down here. They wouldn't leave us over there.
They wouldn't let the shit.
You don't know anything.
I said, well, I said across from you. We'll make it.
Was you over there yesterday, Kate?
Sure.
I didn't see, well, I didn't see Kate.
Yes,
was in the
been
back
in the
seat.
middle of the back.
So I get out of the way
What?
of that.
They had you stuck.
Did you get in all right?
Oh,
Yeah, he circles around.
look up and smile, and I saw it.
See, normally he's
Everybody sitting
not
here?
in town.
You are, yes.
Maybe. Fall off the chair first. Pretty good. Christmas present earlier. Got it last year. We had a family get together Sunday, and two of his relatives had one of those things. The others were more of that. Take pictures of each other. They took some takes last year of kids singing Christmas carols. No, I don't. I thought you
As slow as you're working, I don't know you're worth that much.
Bill, we are fucking slow.
Been riding around something. Old car loaded. I asked her, I said, "Was you in that car?"
Just one more. Miss Demery get out of the car.
Hey, she's gonna get you. She said, why she said you all went to dinner. She said, what's the time? She's gonna go off your mother because you know Geneva, she sings it all. Yeah, he said, you know what Geneva said? Geneva said, well, they're just gonna want to do She's a doll.
Every day she stops in the office, she says, well, I'm doing all right. Sit down there. Flowers in summertime, and smell these flowers. If it smells like a brand new I'll say this for about a month. I was wondering what's going on. Turn around and look at it.
No, I think I did.
Hey, Jim.
I think I did.
Thank you for the dinner, Kenny. Real nice of you.
Was it very hard to get Bruce?
Yeah, Bruce, we want to clap for you.
You saw surprise first. Did you just grin?
When they're taking pictures, she won't shut up. Always talking, you know.
Hi, Ray. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Say
See where we were going to be in the car, and see how many people were in that car, and they just looked when there was just the two of us. And it's like, really not going to eat all that.
Hold up, break, cut.
Somebody else got to get
One of our more favorite persons at that time, Amy, gave me
These ladies looked at me and said, "Are you sure you know what you're doing?" We had a lot of fun. 300 members.
We're down there at McDonald's. He said, "You want to leave? I'll pick you." That's exactly how you put the ketchup on it. Cheese has to be just so. Well, I don't know. It never looks like that. That's what I was going to say.
You better straighten up, Harold.
I don't always.
Because it never looks like a commercial. It's so good, the commercial. You go get one, it is kind of
Okay, Ray, we fairly well kept it.
But you know, like the state law teacher picks a different charity for
It's kind of neat. Oh, is that? Oh, that's oh, okay, yeah, I
You're all right.
That's his last always question probably blind to good
I'm just out of I broke the camera right here. Broke the camera.
She wants her. She's canning.
Put her on there, Ray.
Miss Bruce, what's on there?
I got it, everybody.
That's a good shot there, Ray.
This afternoon, we wanted this to be a special occasion for you. At 3 o'clock, I got a telegram saying, sorry, I can't be there. I don't have anything to say. Signed, Colonel Oliver North. From somewhere in Nicaragua. And I give you the telegram, but it's self-destructive. So in lieu of Colonel North, we went to a lot of trouble to come up with somebody, and I'd like to introduce our MC for this evening, John Mann.
Anybody else?
Some of us ex-Marines don't appreciate anybody bad-mouthing Oliver North. Seriously, I'd like to welcome you here this evening on behalf of the Ripley County Sheriff's Department. My name's Don Dickey. I'm a little bit upset and nervous ever since Evan By upset the second coming of Jesus, Otis Bowen. I always get upset when I think about it. Everybody is going to have to introduce himself. Bruce Ralston is about to run us nuts. I want to know who everybody is. Is there anybody you don't know, Bruce? Okay. I was thinking about this last night, and I had a dream. Some of you guys have heard my dream, so some of the rest of you haven't. Bear with me. I dreamed that I died, and I went to heaven. And I got up to heaven. Anyway, I got to heaven, and the first person I saw was Kenny Lovins, which didn't surprise me because I knew he'd be there. And I got looking around, and Kenny had some ugly woman with him. She was about 3 axe handles and a Pepsi bottle. She wasn't very good looking.
Do you like chicken?
Yeah. I ran over and I said, Kenny, my God, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he said, John, he said, I cheated 1 year a little bit on my taxes. He said, I'm stuck with this gal for 20 years. And I said, oh, geez, that's too bad. So I walked down the streets ahead a little bit more and I see Steve Lovins, who has never had an impure thought. Does not know what sex is. Anyway, I know she's with a woman tonight, and he's with this gal that's double ugly. And she's double fat, and she stinks. And I said, Steve, what did you do? What happened? He said, John, he said, I cheated on my taxes 2 years. And I thought, my God, that's too bad. He was stuck with this girl for 50 years. I looked him down the street and there's Bruce Ralston. And he's with Farrah Fawcett on one side and Christy Brinkley on the other side. He just giggling. I went over and I said, Bruce, what did you do? What happened? Before he said anything, Christy Brinkley looked up and said, I never did pay any taxes. She said, that's right. Anyway, we want to welcome everybody, and on behalf of all the guys, Ray, Lee, Bill, and everybody that put this thing together, we appreciate it. We're here for 20 years of respect and hard work, and at times it's been dangerous, hasn't it? I think first thing we'd like to do is, I think Steve Lovins has a plaque from the Ripley County FOP.
On behalf of the FOP, I'd like to present this to my father. Whatever you say. The plaque reads, Kenneth H. Lovins for dedicated service to law enforcement, presented by the Ripley County FOP. And it's a real honor to present you with this at this time.
Oh, I think at this time, Sergeant Jim Theobald has a plaque to present on behalf of Indiana State Police.
Well, I'll tell you, I spent nights in hotels with Sheriff here. Hotel with John Mann, my friend.
He's been without his wife for what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? I told Connie to stay away from him.
And the only difference between them is he don't snore. Okay, the guys at the post put this together. Presented to Sheriff Kenneth H. Lovins, an appreciation for 17 years dedicated service to citizens of Ripley County. Also, a special thanks for your cooperation with the Indiana State Police. You've always been one of the good old boys, and we appreciate it. We sincerely thank you, the troopers, for service.
You want me to tell them about a couple of the danger stories?
You got the floor.
Kenny and I have had some very dangerous assignments over the last 20 years. Assignments. I remember one time we were in Los Angeles. And it was a dangerous, dirty job, but somebody had to do it. We got smogged in one day.
Sure.
Had to stay at the Marina Del Rey International Motel. Got smogged in the second day. Had to stay at the Marina Del Rey International Hotel. Third day, thank God, we got out of that sin-forsaken place and got fogged in at St. Louis. Honestly. There was one night, San Francisco, it was another dangerous job. We had to go pick up a prisoner. We're sitting on a large bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Kenny was having shrimp something and I was having a lobster tail. He looked up at me and I had about the second martini. He said, what do you reckon the poor bastards in this world? I know, I wasn't supposed to say anything. I think probably the highlight, well, other than the time Bowling Green, we run over this little gal in a truck stop. She had a roadway hat on. She said her daddy was a special deputy in Indiana. And he was a retired roadway truck driver. She said, one of these days he's going to come back and get us, Mommy said. I have no idea who the father was. I think the highlight of our careers was in Brownsville, Texas. I'm driving, Kenny said, wait a minute, look at that, go around the corner. And I thought, what the hell? Went around the corner and there's a used shoe store. And I can prove it because Agnes has got on. I think this time Harold Kramer has a presentation. I think at this time the judge. Kramer, I'm sorry. God, it has been a lot of years. That's what you get for saying that about the Marines.
Well, Ruth will be surprised when we get back.
Steve was surprised when he found out who his real dad
Bill. I feel real honored to make this next presentation. And I've known Kenny for about 4 years, probably less than most of you in this room. And we both hold public office, and he's one of the gentlemen in public life that I would like to say I would like to emulate. I respect Kenny for his integrity, his honesty, his common sense approach to things, nothing fancy, get the job done, his spirit of fairness to people, whether they're citizens on the street or prisoners in his jail, his bending over backwards to serve, I know, my court, police officers in the area, other courts, and if I can keep the image of Kenny in my mind for the few years I have left in public life and just come close to what he's been, then I think I can say I did a pretty decent job. This presentation is from everyone in this room, Ken, and it symbolizes your career, but it also symbolizes what people in this room think of you as a man and as a public servant. And I could not think of anything else to say, but keep this as a memento of the occasion.
Thanks, everybody.
Hold it up, Kenny.
Hold it up.
He's got a gun!
Thank you.
Aggie, behind every good man, there's a loving and supportive wife. We would like to expand. So
Nancy Ralston said you ain't said that.
while we honor Kenny, we also want to honor you. Thank you.
Tom?
I don't have much to say, just a few words. I traveled with Kenny during both of his campaigns. I remember the first campaign, one thing that was very clear, and throughout the years that Kenny was in office, Kenny was always a people's sheriff. You could stop working the road in the evening and talk to a farmer, and they'd always ask how Kenny was doing. And I always felt that Kenny was one of them, regardless of what their stage in life was. And I recall the night of our last election, Steve Lovins told me after the election, or after the first election this time, that if he could be half the sheriff that his father was, he would be well satisfied. I concur.
Anybody else want to say anything? I got something I want to say. I'm not going to get sentimental until it's a good time. We're not leaving, we're just changing jobs. I read a thing in the paper today where it said in 1966, 20 years ago, there was a fire at a greenhouse. And said that Town Marshal Kenny Lovins found that fire. What it didn't say was I had to work the damn thing. He's always had a knack for getting the publicity, and some of us haven't. Halfway, Phil.
Unfortunately, some of us don't have that knack.
Car out here from Dillsboro taking license plates. The point is that Kenny and I have been together since 1966. It's a long time. Bruce, how old were you in '66? 4 years old. 4 years old. Think about it, gang. That's a long time. Have we ever had a harsh word or a disagreement other than the time the girls come in the motel room? Kenny has this weird thing that happens to him. When he gets on an airplane, I can't talk about it, but I want you to ask Agnes about it. I'd just like to say this. If I could do it all over again, if it was San Francisco or LA or Brownsville, Texas, don't tell them about the corn in Mexico, or Bowling Green or Holton, by God, I'd want to do it with this guy right here. And I appreciate it, and we're here because we love and respect you, and thank you very much, partner. Thank you.
I'm lost. I don't know. I will say this was a surprise tonight. I mean, I thought I was coming over to eat supper and then I get into this. But I hope I'm around for a few more retards. All of it. There's still some more.
Well, that isn't what Kenny told me when we went back there. He said, I'll tell you one thing, my shit list's going to be
Talk about the underwear and the
He told you about us going to Brownsville, but he didn't. He made it look like I was having all the fun. Anyway, we get there, we get off the plane, we go down and get our luggage. You wait till the luggage, I'll go rent a car. Okay? Luggage takes a long time to get there. He's got the car rented. He's coming back with his keys. We got the car. So Here comes the luggage. Mine was in front, so I picked it up, set it off the conveyor. Now, that's mine. Okay. I reach and get that. Now I get about halfway off the conveyor. What happens? The suitcase comes over. You want to tell them what was in there?
Dirty underwear, a 357, handcuffs, and a half bottle of James Scott. This old lady standing beside says, "Woo-hoo, they had a good time."
John shuts it up too quick. Leaves his dirty underwear hanging. Opens it back up, dramatically closed it.
Had a good time.
I'm not going to tell what happened. Guess that.
Thank you for coming. We hope you'll stay around, have a drink, and have a good time. Thank you very much.
Somebody has to do it.
I'm sure they cleaned those stories up.